Hello everyone, thank you for joining us today. Here with Source Capital. We're about to launch a really exciting project and we'd like to give you a bit more information. We're going to give you an overview of the actual project and we're going to get to meet the actual borrowers as well and speak to them, find out about some of their experience. So the project is Nelson Road, Clacton-on-Sea. And today we're going to cover the summary, who we are as a business. So if you're new to Source Capital, you can find out a little bit more about ourselves before investing. We're going to find out about the project, the investment opportunity, the risk management, the timescales, meet the borrowers, and obviously the next steps as well. So really looking forward to touching on this project as well. Quite an exciting project. First of all, a big hello from us, the team at Source Capital. My name's Stephen Moss. I'm the Managing Director. We've put a couple of people here, so if you've got any particular questions about investing with us or about the project, you're able to reach out to either John or Martin, our relationship directors, or alternatively, Emma, our operations manager, and Paul, our platform manager as well. As a team, collectively, we have over 100 years experience from the directors of Sourced. Really good array of skill, expertise, and experience in different areas, different types of projects. And if you've invested with us before, you'll know we look at lots of different types of projects from HMOs, refurbishments, developments, new build, covering a variety and spread across the UK, which is one of the really exciting things that Sourced are able to offer you. If you do want to contact the team at any point, you can contact us on the email at capital@source.co. You can contact us on phone 0333 900 9999, or you can do live chats on our website sourcecapital.co. So first of all, we're going to touch on and give you a little bit more information about us as a business. So we have flagship developments across the UK, a pipeline of developments that we're actively building of over £277 million worth of property. So we've got a lot of experience there as a team. We've got over 100 offices across the UK, actively looking for good investment opportunities that we can put together, go through our due diligence process and present to our investors. We have a 100% repayment success rate to date, so we're very proud of that and promoting that to our investors. We charge our investors 0 fees, so if you invest with us, no upfront fee, there's no management fee, and there's no withdrawal fee, which is really important. And we generate returns of up to 12%. So we say up to simply because each project might have a different rate of return, and we'll touch on the rate of return for this particular project when we get down to the figures very, very shortly. Our values, so our customers are at the heart of everything we do. We're fair, transparent, and want to continue to improve our service, providing a high level of trust to our customers. It's important that we have this commitment to our customers. We meet with the guys very regularly. We're always touching base and speaking to them to make sure that we're aware of their needs and how we can help and support them. We're very transparent, so if anything pops up on a project, before or after it's launched, we'll make sure that we communicate that to our investors. We take risk very seriously, so we are an FCA regulated business. And again, we'll touch on the security side of things very shortly. We've got a dedicated area to that. Honesty is very important as well. So if we feel a project isn't being managed in the right way or achieving what it needs to achieve, again, we will share that, but we will also take actions and make sure that investors are at the forefront of that. Diversity and innovation. So we're quite a unique setup in terms of what we do and the structure of our business. And we've done that really to protect our investors and mitigate risk and utilize the strengths of that. And we're always looking to improve. So if you have any feedback for us or things that you think will help the business or help investors, please feed that back to us. It's really important that we continue to grow in the right way. So this project, Nelson Road, Clacton-on-Sea. You can see from this image, it's 2 blocks of Muse properties, so townhouse properties. And we're going to go into a little bit more detail, but really nice setup, great location with sea views as well. So we'll touch on the project and we'll jump straight into it. First of all, an executive summary. So Nelson Road, Clacton-on-Sea. The borrowers have exchanged contracts on the purchase of the plot of land. The land has been purchased with planning permission in place for the build of 6 properties. The investment opportunity was identified by the borrower, who's a property investor and developer and completed multiple projects in and around the area. The borrowers are raising £1.103 million for the purchase and build of 6 new terraced 3-bedroom townhouses, and will sell the property within a 14-month period, generating a profit margin of 39% on sale of the converted properties. There is another plot of land, so if you actually check out the planning permission on this project, you'll see that the planning was actually gained for 9 properties in total, and the borrowers have took the decision to do 6 first, and then the further 3 as a separate project following these results. So what will happen is the borrowers are actually offering first charge on the second plot of land as well as additional security to our investors, which is fantastic. Investors' funds should be utilised as £337,250 towards the purchase of £504,000. The remaining balance covering bill costs and professional fees drawn down upon submission of a monitoring survey report confirming works have been completed. So that's one of the ways that we protect our investors, is to ensure that we only release funds once we've received the monitoring survey report to make sure that the monies have been spent on the actual project. The current plot itself, so the property and the plot is based in Essex. The land's on a quiet residential road in a sought after seaside area in Clacton-on-Sea. The existing property on the plot is to be demolished, and the 6 Muse houses are to be constructed in 2 blocks of 3 in its place currently. So there's currently a property on there, and obviously the planning permission has been issued by Tendrig District Council. General observations from the survey and valuation report, which is available for you to download and review, are that the site is in good condition, which is fantastic. It's also worth mentioning that this is a SAS compliant project. So if you're looking to invest with your SAS pension, it has been approved. So let's have a look at some of the figures at first. So we've got a loan amount of 1.103. We've got a forecast GDV of just over £2 million, and that's been provided by a RICS valuer. We have an interest rate return of 10% per annum with a bonus of 2% per annum on investments over £20,000. The loan term is 14 months, and you'll receive your capital invested along with the interest repayment at the end of the term. The security on the loan is a first charge security against the property, against the land, and also the equity that the borrowers are putting into this actual project as well. The loan exit is to sell them on the open market once completed. I believe they'll start to be sold at an earlier stage, but obviously completion will take place once the buildings are signed off. Planning status is planning is approved, and an independent RICS valuation is available for you to download and read through as well. They are SAS compatible and ISA compatible. We have a minimum investment level of just £250. Looking at the details a little bit more and a further breakdown. So the purchase price for this plot of land is £504,000. The cost of works is £858,000. We have a legal cost of £3,000, a valuation report of £2,000, stamp duty tax of £27,250, professional fees of £46,000, bringing a total cost to £1.440250. Cash injection from the borrowers is £337,250. So the total loan required is £1.103000. As I mentioned earlier, the forecast GDV is just over £2 million. So let's look at that in terms of percentages and what that means to you as an investor. So forecast profit against GDV, 20%. Profit against cost is 39%. And LTV against the GDV of 55%. There's an LTV of purchase price of 33% and an LTV of works of 100%. And we've put this into a further graph just to show you, your security and how that operates and how it changes as the build takes place. And we'll look at that very, very soon. In terms of the actual location of the property, so you can see with the big blue marker there, it's very close to the pier and to the actual waterfront. So short walk from the local town centre as well. It's on a quiet road of residential buildings. Local amenities and train stations are a short 5-minute walk, 5-minute drive or a 17-minute walk. You've got beach access at the end of the road, a couple of minutes walk to the local hospital. You also have a major road which takes you routes to Chelmsford in 15 minutes or an hour and 30 into East London. The property, as I mentioned earlier, has sea views as well. So, you know, the position of it is fantastic, and I'm sure you'll agree from looking at the CGIs as we go through. Really, really well presented. Clacton-on-Sea, so let's find out a bit more about the area. Largest town in Essex, the Sunshine Coast, as you know. It's a bustling but affordable seaside resort. It boasts an array of entertainment facilities, including Pleasure Pier, arcades, the Princess and the Westcliff Theatres. A golf course, seafront walks, water sports and airfield offering pleasure flights as well. So plenty to do in the location. You can see just from that image, quite a busy location, busy town as well, which is fantastic. Local market. So there's been a redevelopment of the seafront, which is currently underway in the form of a £36 million coastal defence project from Clacton Pier to Holland Haven, covering 5 kilometres, creating 22 new gorgeous beaches, separate bays, which can be enjoyed at all states of the tide. Also, Essex County Council recently completed a 2-year, £6.5 million programme to improve the roads and also the drainage in the area as well. And in terms of growth, so Clacton-on-Sea has seen growth over the last 5 years of 8% increase in house prices during that period. So quite a good average over the 5-year period as well. Local affordability and sold prices. So this takes average, you can see here from this chart, there's average house prices sold. So and they fall in line with the prices that we're looking to achieve as well, which we'll touch on very shortly. This data has been provided by propertydata.co.uk. One of the interesting points here is if you look at the box at the top right, it looks at people's salaries. So to have people's average salary in each area. So Clacton-on-Sea, 2 people in a household, £66,000. Great Bentley, £88,200. Colchester, £88,200. I'll show you very shortly how that fits in with these properties as well. So Clacton-on-Sea, £66,000. We'll touch on that very shortly. So a planning overview. The property's gained planning permission to be converted into 9 dwellings following demolition of the existing dwelling. The raise is for 6 of the 9 dwellings. So as we mentioned before, 2 blocks. The planning was gained through Tendrig Council, and there's the reference there that you can actually search up. You can also download the planning permission information on our platform along with the valuation. The site is obviously located in a quiet, leafy suburban location close to the beach. The majority of the surrounding properties are established, older properties with mature gardens. There are not many houses being built in the area. Local agents are supportive of the scheme, with 3 agents confirming sums between £340,000 to £350,000. Let's have a quick look at some of the layouts of the properties as well. So you can see on the left-hand side, a layout of each property. We've got the parking at the front and gardens at the rear. As you come into the property, you've got the entrance. So this is one on the end, so one of the end mews. So you've got the lounge, downstairs WC, and nice sized kitchen, diner area as well. Then go onto the first floor. So you've got bedroom 1 with an ensuite and bedroom 2 with an ensuite. And then taking it up to the second floor where you've got bedroom 3. You can see there again with bedroom 3, you've got a double bed in that one with a further ensuite as well. I know the borrowers are going to fill you in about potentially a couple of changes, but we'll touch on that when we speak to them very shortly. So in terms of the borrowers, we're going to get to meet them very shortly. But I think it's also important to touch on Sourced as a business and how we support our borrowers. Part of our network, we ensure that we're just as involved in the projects. We're supportive. We provide training and help them every step of the way with the experience and the team that we have in place at head office. So now I'd like to introduce you to our 2 borrowers. So we have Jas Malhi and Chaz Singh. So hi gents, how are you?
Hey, good. Stephen, good afternoon.
Good afternoon. Thank you for joining me. Appreciate it. I know you're both busy chaps.
Very exciting times at the moment, especially this project.
Yeah, absolutely.
Pleasure to be here. I think we're very excited and pleased that we're at this stage now.
Yeah, I mean, it's it's a beautiful looking project, great location, as I said earlier in the presentation, and I think this is a great opportunity for people to find out a little bit more about yourselves. So just to touch on the points that people can see on our screen, you've set up an SPV, Nelson Road Development Limited.
That's correct.
Fantastic. And obviously, in terms of experience, over 30 years experience, I think it'd be good to kind of touch on experience as I move on to the next stage. So Chaz, I don't know if you want to kind of give us a bit more about your background and experience.
Sure. Yes, so I'm a chartered management accountant, as it says there, and a program manager. And there are a number of relatable skills that I'll be bringing to this program. We've also been involved in property and investing in property for many, many years now. And so, yeah, we're very excited to bring our skills, transfer those skills, along with the great team that we've got.
Yeah, brilliant stuff. Excellent. So is it more the sort of project management, finance sort of approach that you're bringing to the team, Chaz? Is that fair to say?
I'm going to make sure that pencils have been sharpened and we extract the most value out of the project as we possibly can.
Excellent stuff. Fantastic. And Jas, yourself, could you kind of introduce yourself and your experience?
Yeah, sure, Stephen. I first purchased my first property in 1999, which was it's in a student area, 4-bedroom. Got into the market very early, started renovating student properties, and then went on there for the next 15, 20 years now, doing larger projects, completely renovating them, new kitchens, new bathrooms, plastering, predominantly for the 2 universities in Coventry. And I just have 17 properties in that area now. So it's been fantastic. It's been a great time in my property journey, should I say, of joining Sourced, and it's brought me a lot of knowledge now. And we're looking to develop, and this is a fantastic opportunity that we've come across.
Yeah, I think it is. Obviously, I know you guys have been really, you've analysed a lot of deals, you've been out to a lot of sites. And you've been quite cautious, I suppose, is the right word, really looking
Absolutely.
at, what works, what's got the profit margins in, what's manageable. And even your approach to this, to be fair, has been quite conservative in terms of just saying, let's build 9 houses. You're doing it in a stage which, you can almost test the market, make sure you can sell the 6 and then review and move on to the further 3, which is a great approach, really. And I suppose it'll give investors more comfort that you're approaching it in the right way and a manageable way as well.
I think that's right, Stephen. I think we have been quite risk averse with the projects that we've looked at, and that's why we're so confident with this one. We've done a lot of due diligence, a lot of research. It's a fantastic area. We're bringing something to the market that the market's lacking. There aren't a great deal of new build houses in the area. And so we're really very confident on it. And that's why, you can see we've invested quite significantly ourselves because we really believe in it. Yeah,
absolutely. No, absolutely. And in terms of, you mentioned earlier, Chaz, well, the team around you, perhaps you can expand and, we've got here an image of the main contractors. Perhaps you can give us a bit of information about them and the other members of the team that are working with you.
Sure, yeah. I mean, Lane Homes Construction are a local contractor, and we've struck a really good relationship with them. We've been out to see the last site that they're doing at St. John's Road, actually, and it's a fantastic development, really great quality homes that we were really very impressed with. And honestly, the best thing I can say about them is that they're treating this as if it was their own project, and that's the sort of level of care and attention that they're giving to it. So it's a fantastic find for us, that the contractor. And furthermore, we're using a chap called Jeff Taylor, who's a quantity surveyor, and he's going to be our project manager as well. And he brings a wealth of about 40 years experience of contracts up and down the country. So we're really pleased that he's on board, and he's really going to be able to push the project along, make sure that we hit our time commitments and cost and quality as well. So We've got a fantastic team on this. We've also got a local agent lined up as well, who's already looking to market the properties even before we've put a spade in the ground. So really good team, and that's why it's given us so much confidence.
Yeah, fantastic. I mean, that's great to know and understand, obviously, particularly as an investor coming to this site to see, you know, what's the team, what's the experience. And you mentioned Jeff there, who Jeff's got, I've spoken to Jeff and obviously looked at this project with him, huge amounts of experience. So I know he'll be really beneficial for this build throughout the whole stage. And obviously, Lane Homes Construction themselves, the development that they're doing with the 11 properties, it's not too far from this, is it? It's literally, is it a mile or 2 miles away from this actual development itself? It's quite close, isn't it?
Yeah, it's about a mile and a half. It's a split of new builds and bungalows, but again, it got fantastic design, very contemporary, and it's a real nice project that they're doing, and we're excited about it, and you know, and to work with them as well.
Yeah, fantastic, excellent, good stuff. And in terms of the legals, so you know, I'll jump onto this now, gents. But is there anything else you'd like to add, or to pass on to investors that are looking to be part of this journey and part of the investment? Because obviously, I know you've shared a lot there, which is great. Is there anything you'd like to add to that?
I mean, yeah, I mean, it's an, I mean, we're saying this, an exciting project. I mean, we were approached, we approached 3-4 agents, and they all wanted a slice of the action because they said it's, you know, it's new to the area, it's fresh. So they're excited as well, and as much as we are. And you've probably seen yourself the RIC survey that was done initially in November last year, and again that was valued at £1 million just for the site. So it's a good acquisition, a good price as well. But yeah, that's what I wanted to add to that.
Yeah, I think it's really important to add that, Jas. I think it's a good point, the fact that there was a valuation done at the end of last year just for the land, which was the £1 million. Obviously, you guys have managed to negotiate that down quite heavily. Yeah. You've had obviously a recent valuation, which is what's available to be downloaded and people to review. So that's fantastic. In terms of the conveyancing, so investors aware, we've got Brian Lewis, who from Sterling Ackroyd Legal, who's been representing the borrowers. We've also got Sean at Loosemore Solicitors, who's been representing Source Capital, so making sure that the charge of the paperwork and everything else is in place as quite rightly should be. We touched on very briefly earlier on about investor security and how it's at the heart of what we do. So a couple of different ways that we secure the loan for our investors. So first, legal charge. So we register a charge for the full loan amount against the property on behalf of the security trustee. On this particular project, we've got the borrower's equity, so over £337,000 of their own funds going into the project. We operate on a drawdown fund, so as funds are basically released in stages based on the monitoring report to ensure that that money has been spent on the site, and again it's approved by the security trustee. And finally, you know, as a business from security point of view, you know, Sourced is regulated by the FCA and approved representative of rebuildingsociety.com. So just a couple of ways that we look at the security. In terms of the capital and structure of the security, so I think it's a really good visual to show people, you know, the amount of safety margin within the investment. So from day one, you know, the actual loan amount used is 33%. So you can see there just over the 30% mark. So there's a safety margin there, quite a large amount. And even towards the end of the project from the GDV point of view, so you've got the loan amount, which is 55%. You've got the equity that the borrowers have put in. You've then got the interest, and then obviously the profit margin as well. So you've still got a very large safety margin there as the build is getting complete as well. So which adds to comfort, and obviously particularly when you're investing. So one aspect we wanted to show people as well, and investors that are looking at this particular project, is the repayment of the loan, the capital and the interest. So we spread this across a term. Obviously, we're looking at a 14-month term, and that includes timescale to sell the properties as well. What's really interesting actually is that, you know, you're only having to sell 4 houses to fully repay the loan and the interest that investors invest. And it's actually quite close to, with 3 houses, to almost just repaying the loan capital at 92%. So this graph shows the loan at the top going across house 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and underneath the loan capital as well. So you can see there, as you hit house 4 with that sale, you're fully repaying the capital that investors are put in and the interest that's due as well. So it's a really nice visual to show people the goal to get the 4, once all properties built, but obviously get the 4 sold very quickly and get that loan repaid. Exit strategy. So as the gents mentioned earlier, they're looking to get these on the market, open market sale. They've got an agent lined up already. A refinancing option is in place should there be problems with the open market sale, or it should take too long. However, the main focus is, of course, to get them on the market and get them sold. There's some nice data here as well, just to show how these types of properties fit into the area. So we mentioned earlier that the average income for 2 people in Clacton-on-Sea is £66,000. If you actually break that down against these properties, so if you take the one at the top, which is one of the end properties, you've got a size square foot of just over 1,100, a sales value of 337,500. It gives you £1 per square foot and deposit required. More importantly, what it does is breaks down then, okay, this is the mortgage that would be required at 75%, and then the income that would be needed if you were to take out a mortgage based on 2 people purchasing. So that's at 63,000. And if you look down the list, that's the highest amount. So £63,281. We already know that the average income for 2 people in this area is 66,000. So again, another comfort blanket there for the exit to make sure that we are selling a unit that's achievable in the area. And as the gent said, the borough said earlier, it's in a location that there's not many new builds that are actually offered or put to the market as well. So it's something a little bit different, a little bit more exciting. Special offers. So we have the 2% cashback we mentioned earlier. So if you invest over £20,000, you'll get an additional 2% at the end of the term. And if this is your first time investing with us, if you invest over £500, you'll receive a £50 cashback again at the end of the term to thank you and welcome you to Source Capital. Now, there are 3 ways that you can invest: through regular investments, which is cash or savings. You can invest for £250, and obviously to get the additional 12% or the additional 2% bonus, taking you to 12%, it's over £20,000 investment. We also have an IFISA, so we have our own sourced IFISA, which you can invest in, which means that your return is tax-free. Alternatively, if you have an existing ISA that you'd like to transfer over to us, then speak to our team and we'll be able to help set that up for you. Or finally, if you'd like to invest with your pension through SIP or SAS, then again, speak to our team. We'll be able to assist you there. If your SIP or SAS is already invested with us, then fantastic. We can set that up a lot quicker. But if you're new to Source Capital, then speak to our team and we'll get you set up pretty quickly to make sure that your trustee is happy with that. How to invest is very simply visit sourcecapital.co, register a free account, select the project, invest and earn up to 12% per annum. You can also refer a friend and earn up to £250. So depending on what they invest, you'll receive a payment for that as well as a thank you. I know this is quite a popular thing within our network. So if anybody's got anybody else looking to invest, please pass that on. This project will be going live at 10 a.m. on the 28th of the 7th, 2020. So anybody that's new to, already invested with us will know that our projects are funding quite quickly. So please jump on, make sure you're ready for 10 a.m. So that you can invest into this particular project as well. If you do have any questions or queries about the project or anything else, please contact us at capital@source.co or call us on 0333 900 9999 or visit us at sourcecapital.co. I'd just like to thank Chaz and Jas for their time. Thank you for that, gents, and I wish you all the best with this project.
Thank you, Stephen.
Thank you.
Fantastic. And yeah, look forward to seeing it going live. If there are any questions or queries, please don't hesitate to contact us. Thank you very much. That's it, guys.
Oh, brilliant. You've done this before, mate.
It's, yeah, I was going to say